Hey, what's good, y'all? I hope y'all are doing well. Listen, today we're going to be talking about how we're going to make these missile trails. I had the opportunity to collab with a homie of mine, and I didn't have any effects, and so this is what I made. Let's get into it. All right, guys, so if you don't follow me on IG, I had the opportunity to collab with a buddy of mine, Zeppelin. Go check him out if you don't already. The dude is insane at posing. And so for this collab, I knew that I wanted to get into effects. However, I didn't have any effects on hand. I did print out some effects off of Canva a while back, and I used them for a different shoot for the, I believe it was the Hazel, from the AOZ series, the MG version, and that's kind of all that I had. I knew that I was going to be working with some sort of effects because I knew that Zeppelin was going to be using some effects in his collab post, so I wanted to do the same just so that there was some consistency within our pictures. The only thing is after I was doing research online, I didn't really want to pay the money for it. You know what I'm saying? I would be completely honest, you know? And so I decided, like, hey, it can't be that hard to make these missiles, right, that I wanted to do. And so I did a little bit of research online about how to do smoke plumes. That's what you see back here. And essentially, I kind of mimicked the same thing from the smoke plumes or explosions into something like this. And so here's some of the things that we're going to be using today. All right, so what you're going to need is some sort of drill set. So I have a Despi. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but I have a Despi drill set. And then it has the drill, you know, the handle. It has the screw to tighten it, and then it has these 0.3 to 1.2 millimeter drill set. Super tiny. I already broke one, so there's that. But I used the biggest one for these missile trails. And essentially what I did is I drilled into this cannon to obviously put the bendable wire in, which we'll talk about, but definitely would encourage you to get some sort of drill set. And then we have an 18 gauge wire. This is bendable wire that I got in my local hobby shop, Hobby Lobby to be specific. But this is really come in handy for multiple projects. And then I have these Cobalt needle nose pliers, but they also have a cutter here as well, so I can cut that wire. So shout out to Cobalt. Pretty much all my tools are Cobalt. So Cobalt, you know, I'm looking for a sponsor. I don't know. We'll see. Excuse me. And then I have... I got a hot glue gun over here, which I definitely recommend. It's very useful on multiple projects, especially if you're getting into dioramas or anything of the sort, or even effects parts, right? So would definitely recommend that. And if you don't have hot glue or a hot glue gun, you can just use super glue. So that's cool. And then the last thing you're going to need, obviously, wait, did I talk about the, I did talk about the wire. The last thing that you're going to need are the cotton ball swabs. To make these trails, and then obviously these are painted black, so I went outside after they were on and spray painted them black to give them that smoky look. Oh, and I forgot one of the most important things, an old runner. So you're gonna need old runner. So as you can see from the missiles here, there's a rounded tip, and that is because I pulled them off of runners. So essentially what I did is I found a runner. I'll do a close-up of this. I found a runner with like these rounded edges or rounded parts to it. I cut it, and then I sanded it down so to the length that I wanted for the missiles on the GM. And then and that's how I got that kind of missile look out of it. And then I took these from multiple runners, so I actually had to spray paint them all, and I spray painted them like a gunmetal gray, I believe. All right, so obviously other things that you might have already on hand are going to be your nippers and then your sander of some sort. So I just got a glass file. It's not going to be too big of a project, so I'm not too worried about it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut one of these guys off the runners. So I like the size of this one, so I'm going to go ahead and cut this off here. I'm going to nip this here like this. And now what you have is your kind of missile tip, if you can see that. Let's see if I can focus on this. So now right here I have the missile tip. Now this is a little bit long, so I'm going to cut it. But the reason why I cut it long first is because I can always cut more down if I don't like the length, I could never add more later. And if I did, it would be like plow plate or, you know, putty or something like that. And I don't want to do that. I'd rather just cut little by little until I get the length of that, that missile that I want. Cool. So now I have a nice length. If you guys can see that I have a nice length, I'll go ahead and do it. Maybe a close-up of this. And then that's what I'm going to use. I don't know if you guys can hear Dangerous Son in the back, but he's getting live. You know what I mean? So now what I'm going to do is go ahead and pull this out. This is going to be the, I think it's a 1.2 millimeter. I'm going to place it inside my handle, tighten it like this. Oops. And for here, I want to make sure that I'm drilling it in straight. So I'm just going to drill a small hole in here inside this guy. And then I'm going to go ahead and take a piece of wire. Now, I'm just going to cut it to I'm just going to cut it to whatever length it's at right now currently, because we're not making the full-on diorama. We're just going to do this for explanation. I'm going to tighten this out a little bit, straighten that out. Cool. And then I'm going to place this inside here. And now you have this. So this is what it looks like on the wire. You can leave it gray if you wanted to leave it gray. You can paint it if you wanted to paint it. It'll look dope. So now that I have this off the runner and I have this attached here, again, you could use your sanding to kind of sand it out if you'd like. I'm going to go ahead and take half of the cotton ball because I don't think I need all of it because of the length of this. Oops, let's do this. Essentially what we're going to do, so I'd probably drill a little bit a hole in there. Actually, I'd probably super glue this in there, to be honest with you. So it'd stay. Actually, let's go ahead and super glue it right now. How about that? So maybe you do need the super glue. What am I doing? Just a little bit on there. Put it there so it sticks a little bit. I think that should be fine. Dry up real quick. All right, cool. And then we'll wait for that to dry, and then we'll get started on the next part. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're just gonna take the cotton swab that we have. We're gonna kind of like puncture the wire through the cotton swab. At least this is what I did. So I'm no expert. Again, this was the first time that I tried something like this. If it works, it works. I think it came out great. If you want to try it, go ahead. If you have any tips that you would like to leave in the comments in regards to explosions or other channels that are doing, you know, that we can learn from, you know, feel free to hit me in the comment section down below. Definitely love to check it out because we're all about growing, you know what I'm saying? So if I can. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of pull it a little bit. And some of that super glue is not dry yet, so it's on my nails. And I'm going to pull that off, that excess piece. Cool. And now what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to grab the tip of this, like this, stretch it out a little bit more, and then I'm just going to twist it. So this is kind of the same. This is the same thing that I did for what you see. The finished kind of missile, you know, effect for GM. So I got like this twirling effect, and you can mess with this. You know what I'm saying? Like you can do this however thin or however thick you'd like. So now I have this. So now it looks like this, right? That little missile, and I'm gonna leave a little bit at the end because there's a smoke plume that's firing from the cannon, right? So that's the idea. So then I'm gonna take the smoke plume. I'll probably hot glue this down, right? I'll hot glue this down and then kind of plume this out a little bit. So then it looks like this. Boom, there you go. And now you have a smoke plume or a missile trail actually. And after I hot glue this, let it dry, I'm gonna take it outside and I'm gonna hit it with some black spray paint to make it look like smoke. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and drill a hole into the other end of where I want this to stick out. So it looks like missiles coming out of the cannon for this guy in particular, and then you can call it. So let's go ahead and take a look. All right, y'all, that's going to be it for today. If you thought that this was helpful, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. If you have any tips or DIY, things that you've been using as far as your effects are concerned, go ahead and hit me in the comments down below. Let me know what it is that you're doing. I would love to learn more. And, we're all about community here. So it'd be dope to see what you guys are doing as well. And then if you're not subscribed already, go ahead and hit subscribe. I'm looking forward to posting more content, more videos for you all, because I'm having fun. It's a good time, man. I'm glad you guys are vibing with your boy. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, I'll see you guys on the next one.